bank account. अगर if someone asks that if you go to someone and you just say कि आपको bank account खोलना है, then he will ask कि क्या जरूरत है bank account खोलने की? What is the need?
if someone
तो
asks
there are
that
many
if you
advantages
go
to
bank
someone
account
and
खोलने
just say
की,
कि
one of them
आपको
is
bank
बहुत
account खोलना है, then he
convenient
will
है।
ask कि क्या
अगर
जरूरत
आपके
है
पास
bank
एक bank
account
account
खोलने की?
होगा, आपके
What
पास
is the need?
if
Bank
someone
account
को
का debit
there are
card
many
है,
advantages
तो आप
to
कहीं
bank
भी
account
जा
खोलने
सकते
की।
हो
One
किसी
of
भी
them
शॉप
is
में,
वहाँ
वहाँ
पे
पे
आप
आप directly
कि
without
अगर आपके पास एक
using
bank
the
account
cash,
होगा,
आप
आप
पेमेंट
payment
कर
कर
सकते
सकते
हो
हो
using your
there are
debit card.
many if you
तो
just
आपकी शॉप्स में डेबिट कार्ड का पेमेंट का ऑप्शन होता है. Second is you can use your online transfers like Paytm. You might have heard about Paytm, right? Paytm, Google Pay, and Phone Pay, and many of them. You can just use them directly if you have a bank account. And if you have money in the bank account, then you can just use Paytm directly from your phone, and you can transfer money from one person to another. So it's very convenient, right? Third is your money is safe. And if you have if there's a theft in your society, in your house, then you know that your money which you have saved after so many efforts, so many work, your money is worth a lot, right? And you have saved it, and you have saved it in at a place where you know it's secure, right? So your money is safe. So it's one of the most advantageous thing about banks. Easy way to save and grow money. So your money, it can grow at an interest rate when you are putting a money in the bank. आपके बैंक में money है, and वो money जब बैंक अकाउंट में एक certain period of time तक रहता है, तो उस पे आपको इंटरेस्ट मिलता है. So that bank offers those interest, और आपको कुछ money मिलता है above the money which you have already stored in the bank. So this is the way to earn more money, interest, and you can get a loan easily. अगर आपको लोन चाहिए बैंक से, तो usually loans नहीं मिलते हैं, but अगर आपका उस बैंक में already एक account है, then you can get a loan easily from that bank, right? Third, the next is account holders get a safe deposit lockers. So if you have to store your jewelry at a very safe place, and you feel like your home is not a very safe place to keep your jewelry, right? So you can get a deposit lockers in your bank only, and you don't have to pay for it. Or maybe you have to pay just a small amount, but not a very large amount. So अब हम different types of accounts की बात करें, because I heard many people don't know what the different types of accounts are. So the two very basic accounts which we know is the savings account and the current account. So savings account and current account में बहुत ज़्यादा differences हैं. Saving account someone uses जब उसको पैसे save करने होते हैं, when you have to save money, right? तो उसमें आपको interest मिलता है 4 to 6% का at a certain duration of time. 6 months हो गए, आपके पास कुछ money है, आपने उस बैंक अकाउंट में रखा हुआ है, तो आपको 4 to 6% उस पे इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा. पर अगर करंट अकाउंट में, तो वो बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शंस के लिए यूज होता है. बहुत बड़े बड़े बिजनेस है, उनको जो मनी है वो निकालना पड़ता है बहुत सारे टाइम्स पे, एंड विड्रॉ भी करना पड़ता है, डेबिट भी करते हैं वो लोग, क्रेडिट भी करते हैं. सो उनको बहुत ज्यादा यूज होता है अपने बैंक अकाउंट का. तो उनके बैंक अकाउंट में कोई लिमिट नहीं होती फॉर द नंबर ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शंस एंड विड्रॉल्स. बट सेविंग अकाउंट में एक लिमिट होती है to how many times you can withdraw or make the transactions through the bank in a month, right? So business accounts and the money which you're using to save the accounts which you're using to save the money. So ये दो टाइप के accounts होते हैं. And अगर आपको money save करने के लिए कोई account open करना है, then savings account is the best option. And if you're opening account so that you can use it for your business purposes, if you have opened a new venture and you're opening an account to deal with its transactions, then you're better off with a current account where आपको ज़्यादा transactions करने का मौका मिलेगा. So there are many people who do not have a bank account, right? हम economically rural areas में जाते हैं, they don't have a bank account. Economically weaker sections, even in urban areas, you see many people living in slums and stuff. They don't have a bank account, and our government wants every individual to at least have a bank account, right? So उन्होंने एक बहुत ही I should say national mission kind of thing उन्होंने start किया, which is a Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, which was started by government, and इसके under the things which are we have to follow is एक savings account and deposit account आप create कर सकते हो under this national mission, so that you can financially include the lower economic weaker opportunities people, जहाँ पे जिन लोगों के पास बैंक अकाउंट नहीं है, जिन लोगों के पास इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं है, दैट दे डोंट हैव अ लॉट ऑफ मनी एंड दे वांट टू ओपन अ बैंक अकाउंट टू अवेल ऑल दोस फैसिलिटीज जो बैंक अकाउंट प्रोवाइड करता है, सच एज द डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शंस एंड स्टफ. सो दे कैन ओपन अ बैंक अकाउंट व्हिच इज अ जीरो सेविंग्स बैंक अकाउंट. बट उसके लिए उनको अप्लाई कैसे करना पड़ेगा? देयर इज अ वेबसाइट फॉर प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना। वहां पे आप जाके एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म यू कैन प्रिंट इट आउट, फिल इट, एंड all the required documents such as the PAN card, Aadhaar card, passport, voter ID, all these documents which are mentioned जो important है, आप उसको उसकी photocopies and original documents लेके अपनी कोई local branch पे जाएंगे, bank branch पे, which is located near the area where you're living, and if you submit it, after those documents are verified, then you can open a bank account very simply. So it's just that simple. Under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, you can open the bank account using that. You have to fill an application, provide the relevant documents, and just go to your local branch banks and just submit it. Once they're verified, then you have a bank account. What's the eligibility for Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana? It's you should be 10 years or above. Anybody who is 10 years old or above can apply for the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana bank account. And they should be an Indian citizen. They should be an Indian citizen, and they should not have an existing bank account, because then it ruins the whole purpose. We need people who do not have a bank account to have a bank account. We don't want people to have 2 or more bank accounts, right? So these are the 3 eligibility criteria. What are the benefits of it's some of the benefits are you get the interest rate on your savings, and you can create a zero balance savings account. You get the insurance good, you get the pension services as well. You also get a rupee debit card, you have the master debit card, you have the visa debit card for people, you have those debit cards and credit cards. But India का एक अपना individual debit card है, which is the rupee debit card, जिससे आपको insurance की भी बहुत सारी facilities मिलती है. So these are some of the benefits of the debit cards and the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. But it has one very crucial thing, that is you can only withdraw or transact money 4 times a month. So that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind before you go for opening a bank account. Now, there's a second government scheme which is for the street vendors, which is the Pradhan Mantri Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi, which is PM Swanidhi Yojana, which was introduced in June 2020. Why it was introduced? Of course, we had the COVID, we had the lockdown due to coronavirus, and starting in June 2020, March 2020 only. So every street vendor who used to do street vending before March 2020 was uh, eligible to avail the benefits of this particular scheme, right? So before the lockdown, what happened? Many of the street vendors, they were badly hit because they couldn't go out and sell the stuff. Who do we classify as street vendors? First of all, street vendors are people who are indulged in the market, but they do not have a permanent place. They just come, सुबह आते हैं वो लोग और बेचते हैं, and वो शाम को घर चले जाते हैं. So they do not have a particular place. They don't have a particular shop to sell things. वो business करते हैं on the road. So those people are street vendors, right? तो हमारे इंडिया में 50 to 60 lakh street vendors हैं, estimates, and 14% of the urban informal employment in the country comprise of the street vendors. So एक बहुत बड़ा large number है, और कोविड की वजह से ये लोग बहुत बैडली हिट हुए थे, बिकॉज इनका पूरा स्ट्रीट वेंडिंग वाज शट डाउन बाय कोविड, राइट? बिकॉज लॉकडाउन लग गया था. सो इनके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने एक स्कीम निकाली wherein they provided these street vendors with 10,000 rupees for an year as a loan without any collateral. Also, they joined hand with services like Paytm, Paytm and Bharat Pay, Phone Pay, and provided them with a QR code on a pro bono basis. Now, what's a pro bono basis? It is without any charge. आप जहाँ पे भी जाते हो, जहाँ पे आप स्कैन करके पे करते हो, तो जो स्कैन का QR कोड होता है उसके लिए you have to pay some amount. But उनको उन्होंने वो फ्री में प्रोवाइड किया, so that more digital, they can involve in more digital transactions, and they can do their business more digitally, so that they can financially include those people. What happens is हमारी इकोनॉमी में जो स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स जैसे लोग होते हैं जिनके पास बैंक अकाउंट नहीं होता, उनकी जो मंथली सेविंग्स जो वो बैंक अकाउंट में डालते हैं वो हमें पता नहीं चलती. वी डोंट नो अबाउट द इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ दीज पीपल. सो जो फाइनेंशियली इंक्लूड नहीं हो पाते, जिसकी वजह से हमारी जीडीपी पे बहुत अफेक्ट होता है. सो due to these reasons, यहाँ पे हम bank account, government is encouraging more and more people to open a bank account so that they can financially include those people in the economy, right? So digital transactions प्रमोट करने के लिए एंड क्यूआर कोड का यूज पेमेंट ऑल्टरनेटिव्स जनरेट करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट सी स्कीम निकाली. नाउ व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ दिस प्रधानमंत्री स्वनिधि योजना इज, अगर स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स ने अपना रेगुलर रीपेमेंट किया ऑफ 10,000 रुपीज विच इज द 7% इंटरेस्ट, तो उनको इंटरेस्ट सब्सिडी मिलेगा. दैट इज दे डोंट हैव टू पे द इंटरेस्ट बैक, यू नो. So they only have to pay the money which they have gotten from the government and they don't have to pay the interest back. Also, अगर वो digitally transaction करते हैं, digitally अपना money pay करते हैं, then they get up to 1,200 rupees cash back. The third thing is they are eligible for higher amount of loans. That is, if they are getting a loan of 10,000 rupees, and if they repay it on time, then they get a 20,000 rupees next time, and they don't have to put anything on collateral. What is collateral? I'm sure you all know what collateral is, but still, it's something you put in for the money you're getting, right? It's in Hindi we say girvi rakhna. So yeah, that. So eligibility is any street vendor who was vending before March 2020 is eligible to apply for the loan of 10,000 rupees under this yojana. So next, Shreya is gonna talk about the digital transactions. So over to you, Shreya.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, Shreya.
Okay, so I will be talking about the use of digital payments. Now, there are many modes of digital payments, like we can have mobile banking, net banking, we can do the card payment or the UPI payment. Now, talking about the UPI apps, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सबसे पहले हमारे लिए ये जरूरी है कि जो यूपीआई ऐप हम यूज करना चाहते हैं उसके साथ हम कोई बैंक अकाउंट लिंक करवाएं. ठीक है, और यूपीआई एप्स बहुत सारे होते हैं, जैसे भीम है, गूगल पे, पेटीएम, फोन पे, भारत पे, देयर आर मेनी यूपीआई एप्स. ओके, तो अगर हम बात करते हैं भीम ऐप की, तो जो भीम ऐप है इट इज अ गवर्नमेंट जनरेटेड ऐप. दैट मीन्स कि वो ना काफी सिंपल है, उसका इंटरफेस काफी सिंपल है. तो अगर कोई पर्सन फर्स्ट टाइम यूज करेगा तो इट विल नॉट बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर हिम. काफी सिंपल इंटरफेस है तो कन्वीनियंटली यूज हो जाएगा भीम. और भीम ऐप यूज करने के लिए भी द फर्स्ट थिंग इज हमें उसको अपने बैंक अकाउंट से लिंक करना पड़ेगा. यू कैन यूज इट टू पे द बिल्स, स्कैन क्यूआर कोड्स. कोई मर्चेंट है तो वो भी प्रॉपर साइन अप करके आगे भीम ऐप यूज कर सकता है. अब भीम ऐप यूज करने का एडवांटेज क्या है कि इससे हम किसी को ऑफलाइन पेमेंट भी कर सकते हैं. और ऑफलाइन पेमेंट करने के लिए यू जस्ट नीड टू कॉल ऑन *99#. उस पर कॉल करके वी कैन इजीली डू द पेमेंट ऑफलाइन. ठीक है, और अगर कोई ऐसा पर्सन है जो कि यूपीआई यूज नहीं करता पर मेरे पास उसका फोन नंबर है या मेरे पास उसका बैंक अकाउंट नंबर एंड आईएफएससी कोड है, तो उसको भी हम पेमेंट आराम से भीम ऐप से कर सकते हैं. बट द थिंग इज कि अगर मैं भीम ऐप यूज कर रही हूँ तो उसमें एक परमिसिबल लिमिट है. मतलब एक दिन में सिर्फ 40,000 रुपीज की पेमेंट लिमिटेड है भीम ऐप से. अगर उससे ज्यादा की पेमेंट करनी है देन आई नीड टू डू बाय नेट बैंकिंग. नाउ द थिंग कम्स कि हम यूपीआई से पेमेंट क्यों करें. पहली चीज, काफी कन्वीनियंट होता है और ये काफी फास्ट मेथड होता है. दूसरा, इसमें कोई ट्रांजैक्शन फीस नहीं लगती, तो अनदर एडवांटेज, और काफी स्मूथली पेमेंट हो जाती है. नाउ मीरा would be discussing about the do's and don'ts of during the online payment.
Right. Am I audible? Okay, right. So hi everyone. Thank you, Shreya. So I would be explaining about the digital banking security. So as Shreya आप लोगों को already explain कर चुकी है that digital banking is basically where हम लोग कोई भी transaction, कोई भी payment करते हैं through the online mode. That is what digital banking is. But जितना ही आसान और convenient digital banking होता है उतना ही dangerous digital banking भी हो सकता है. So it poses a lot of threat to our financial security. So that's why today, right now, I'm going to discuss about some do's and don'ts about security in digital payments. So to explain the do's, I'm going to take an example. So सबसे पहले let's take an example कि you are going to a site जहाँ पर आप अपना account बनाने वाले हो. तो सबसे पहले we start with the login details. So whenever you set a password, so make sure that you do not enter when you enter the password, do not include any of your personal information. It should not have your date of birth. You should always make sure that the password is strong, ताकि कोई उसको guess ना कर पाए, because your password is mainly it's very important that आपका account secure है. Next, we are going to discuss about the account management. So, account management करने के लिए सबसे आसान तरीका है that we have a two-factor authentication. So, what exactly is a two-factor authentication? So, it is where जहाँ पर हम एक PIN and password दोनों set करते हैं. So this, it gives like a two set of like अगर आप कोई अगर in case कोई आपके account को hack करना चाहे, तो it will obviously secure account very much. Next, जब आप log out करते हो उस पेज से, so make sure कि आप directly उस cross button पे click करके आप log out ना करो. Make sure that आप अपना मतलब डायरेक्टली लाइक लॉग आउट ना करने की वजह पहले आपको लॉग आउट करना चाहिए, सो दैट आपका कोई भी पर्सनल डिटेल्स उस पर सेव ना हो पाए. एंड मेनी ऑफ द टाइम्स इफ यू मस्ट हैव नोटिस दैट आपको एक पॉपअप मिलता होगा गूगल की तरफ से विच सेज की save your details. So make sure that you never click on that, because that basically you are like आपके आपके अकाउंट को इतना सेफ्टी नहीं मिलेगा. So now let's discuss about the don'ts or the cons of digital payment. So सबसे पहले जब भी आप कोई डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन कर रहे हो, कोई पेमेंट कर रहे हो, so make sure that आप पब्लिक वाईफाई में नहीं कर रहे हो, because उससे आपका जो फाइनेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन है, जो आपका पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन है, वो ओपन हो जाता है and there are chances that your account might get hacked. The next is आपका जो भी confidential information होता है, that is your PIN. PIN is the CVV number, that is जो आप कोई भी क्रेडिट कार्ड यूज करते हो या डेबिट कार्ड यूज करते हो, उसके पीछे जो CVV नंबर होता है, make sure that you do not share that to anyone. And the OTP is the one-time password where जब भी आप कोई पेमेंट करते हो, so the number or the email ID that is linked to your account, so you get a one-time password on that. So make sure that वो किसी के साथ आप share ना करो. Thirdly, if in case अगर by chance अगर आपको आपका account you see that some kind of an unknown transaction takes place on your account, so make sure that आप बैंक को immediately call करो. And कभी-कभी in fact many of the times हम सबके साथ ऐसा हुआ है बहुत बार कि we get calls from unknown numbers where they stating that they are from this bank or that bank, and they ask for any of your financial information. So make sure that you do not share that, because that is extremely confidential and you're basically giving away all your personal details. And lastly, if in case जैसे कि जब आप कोई भी पेटीएम या वगैरह करते हो, at the parking place or कुछ भी like you get these QR codes or something, so make sure that they are safe. And ऐसा नहीं कि अगर किसी अननोन नंबर से आपको कोई QR कोड आए, तो make sure that you check that and then you do the payment. So I think I've covered most of the points. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Finvesta, for such insightful topics. I think that we are going to have an impact, especially jitni power हमारे पास है with the mentors in sheer numbers. I hope we are able to reach the right number of people and the right people. And I hope we are genuine enough to actually want to help people. I'll be sharing again the online survey in just 2 minutes. That will again be a Kahoot test. Make sure you're joining on time. पिछली बार जो भी problems थे, please try to eliminate those. Till then, if anyone wants to say anything or if you have any doubts, please write them in the chat. Us and the Finvesta team would try our best to try to answer them. किसी को डाउट्स ही नहीं है? Paytm, GPay, PhonePe are all very safe platforms. We also use them every day. I think Finvesta and our team would also agree. We are using those almost every day to make transactions. Even when we spoke to vendors around colleges, हमारे photocopy वाले भैया हैं or the ice cream shop वाले भैया, I am sure all of us relate to them. Even they are using PhonePe and GPay and Paytm because they realize that people are more used to, making digital payments now instead of carrying cash in their hand. So I'd say all of these are very safe methods of transaction. So you can definitely go ahead and explain this to them. Is there any other doubt? I'm just sharing. Again, so for the online survey, again, you have to join www.kahoot.it. The game pin is 9374065. Again, you're joining with your QR, your roll number. We're again going to wait for about 300 participants and then we'll start. Divya, this was a very brief introduction. As I said, there is going to be a YouTube video which will reach you in about 1 or 2 days, again made by Finvesta, which would contain the details about how to do this and probably some written matter. You can go through that and use all of that as a reference when you're talking to these people. The pin is 9374065. I'm just going to share the screen again. Is the screen visible? Also, just one more thing I want to say. After you complete the online survey, please do not leave. We just have one more question that we have to ask. So please bear with us. Please stay on the meeting. Till the time, any doubts, we're still open. Anjali, yeah, you can go ahead and answer that question.
Yeah, okay. So somebody asked how to open a PMJDY account. So I went through it. I told you about this. So I'll just go through over it again. You have to first of all go on the website, Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. वहाँ पे you will get an application form. You'll have to fill that. और इस application form के साथ they'll tell you कि आपको कौन कौन से relevant documents है जो उसके साथ आपको photocopy करवाने हैं and original documents भी. और वो application form, photocopy documents, original documents आपको किसी local branch में जाके submit करना है. They'll verify it और फिर आपको मेल के थ्रू या फिर कैसे भी मोबाइल के थ्रू आपको बता देंगे that you have a bank account open now, and then they'll send you a debit card too. So yeah, that's how you open it. Thank you.
Okay, Anshi, that's great. Thank you. Uh, yeah, Isha, there are a lot of age people who aren't into scanning stuff like Paytm. I agree. Uh, yes, you can use it as a proof, but make sure that's not the only proof you're using, because our main aim is to approach, people around us, vulnerable people who are really in need of it. So apart from helping your family members or your relatives, please try to achieve what our aim is, which is to help everyday people around us who probably need it more than our relatives do. Hansi, what form are you talking about? The online survey will happen over Kahoot. So if you're not able to join, please restart Golden. We're waiting for 5 minutes. So if you're able to join by then, great. Hansi, there is no online survey form. It's just the Kahoot quiz that you're playing. Yeah, there's also QR code on the screen. I'll just expand this. You can scan this also and join them. Thank you, Kavya. I didn't realize that. We'll be starting at 8:10.
Oh, I understood now. So this left parenthesis and right parenthesis, left parenthesis and right parenthesis is used for what purpose? For differentiating one action with another action. But here in this case, what's happening? The value of E will be passed to P. Left parenthesis and right parenthesis will have its effect if this production is used in other productions. Are you getting? This is for purpose of what? Purpose of left parenthesis and right parenthesis is
Guys, 2 more minutes. We're starting in 2 minutes. The Kahoot process or the entire working of our event and how we're supposed to. Okay. So what we just did was there was an event that we had right now where members of Finvesta very kindly explained what uh some topics of financial literacy, for example, how to open a bank account or how to set up a Paytm account, some do's and don'ts, some security concerns. Okay, I hope all of you listen to this. What you're going to do next is first you're going to get a YouTube video in about 2 days from now, which will contain all this information. Again, so you can use that video as a reference. Go around, talk to two other people, economically vulnerable people. For instance, it could be your house help, it could be a rickshaw wala, it could be a sabji wala, it could be your dhoti, or anyone who you feel that is in need. For instance, dhobi wala hai, he doesn't have a Paytm account, and most people are willing to pay via Paytm, but we think कि Paytm nahi hai, sorry, आपको cash लेना पड़ेगा. So empower them, ask them if they have a bank account. If they don't, help them set it up. If they ask them if they have a Paytm account, if no, ask them if you would like to get it set up. Set it up for them, and you're supposed to give us some sort of proof, either some picture or a video, or a picture of their QR code, or some form that you help them get from the bank, or anything that you find is proof enough. Uh, we would give you about 10 to 15 days to do that, after which we'll be sharing a Google Drive link where you're supposed to add these pictures as proof. जिनको जल्दी है, the session would end after the quiz. I'd request you to stay for just 2 minutes. There's just one last question I'd like to ask after the end of the session, after this Kahoot inline survey ends. I think it's time enough. We should start. This last question is going to be interesting. Yeah, I just had one last question to ask to Nitide Sekerithi. Uh, I need everyone to describe this session in one word. Just raise your hand. I'll let you unmute and you can talk. They should be able to. Just let us know if they're able to raise your hand. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for joining. The additional information would be shared with you over your email ID. So make sure you're filling the registration form. जिनका show हो रहा था no more sponsors, that's perfectly fine. Just mark your attendance as the registration. Just fill the registration form. We'll know you've attended the session. Thank you, Finvesta. I think we wouldn't have been able to work without you. I'm pretty sure that is. There is one question that I've got. Finvesta, correct me if I'm wrong. There was a question in the survey which said that Paytm QR codes can be used to send money. As far as I've heard, the QR codes can be used only to receive money from someone.
I think they can send money too. I mean, you use those QR codes when your delivery comes, and you just scan it and send the money over.
Yeah, even I think we can send money through the QR codes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think that's my bad.
We can send money.
Okay, then I think that's my bad. If anyone who's marked true in that, congratulations, your answer is correct. I'll make those changes. If you filled the form yesterday, no need to fill it again. It's just to mark your attendance. Again, once you fill the registration form, your attendance is marked. So make sure you're filling that. We'll be closing the registration form at the end of the day today. So 12 a.m. Yeah, just the panelists, Team Adira, if you can switch on your cameras. Just for one quick picture. Who can Kavya, are you able to switch on your cameras just for 1 second? Kavya, are you there? Okay, I'll just take some like this. I guess we're done. Thanks, guys. We can leave also.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you.
काव्या के साथ अब ले लेते हैं ले लिया thank you guys, thank you so much for attending the session. It really means a lot to us. काव्या करना फिर से, I'll take a picture.
मेरी भी.
हाँ, whoever's left आ जाओ यार. I'm just taking screenshot after screenshot हो गया. Good night.